What's up, guys and gals? This is Griever back here, bringing you guys Ayakashi Triangle chapter number 10. We are finally into the double digits, and this is another fluffy chapter, just like the previous one. However, this chapter, a little more comedy, a little more fun, a bit of that lewdness, a little bit of that, what do they call it, fluff, off-brand. That's what Lost Paws, Noble from Lost Paws, he says that stuff. What did Shimentioi? Is that Nuxtaku? Anyways, there's a multiple names for it so you don't get striked down by the YouTube gods, the powers that be. But yeah, so there's some of that in this chapter. And you know what? Once again, if people with over 1 million subscribers can say nice, then I'm pretty sure that I can sit back here at only 300 and say nice. You know? I've read manga and anime or read manga, watched anime since I was a teenager. I can't deny that when it's drawn right, right? So either way, we get a little bit of everything in this chapter. We start to get a little bit of the action. Well, not so much the action necessarily, but we're starting to get a little bit of like a more than a one chapter, like, okay, this chapter here's your villain of the week, and then we're done. We only had that once so far, and now we're getting into a second one, because we have the character of Lou, who is one of the two friends that Matsuri was introduced to, one of Suzu's two friends. She's the one with the phone that loves taking pictures all the time. They start to connect a little bit over some graphic novels, some manga, some novels, what have you. And so they all start to really get along a little bit. This is where, of course, they have to go to gym class, and Suzu's all worried that she's going to have to block out. I really need to, block the other girls and their innocence by exposing my body, and Shirogane's still here. Shirogane, I haven't given Shirogane enough credit. He is literally us in the background. He is the average manga reader who's not, used to the Ichi elements, the lewd elements, the off-brand, as Noble from Lost Paws would say, the shmentai, as Nuxtaku would. This stuff is just, Shirogane sitting in the background just going, where is this coming from? The shameless thoughts going through this woman's mind, how lewd can you get? Your mind is in the gutter 24/7, girl. And Shirogane has been sitting back almost every chapter going, this bitch lewd as hell. Every single chapter. And I do not give Shirogane enough credit, because he even says, that's Suzu. Her expression indicates she's having shameless thoughts again. This happens every chapter. Would you stop? Shirogane just sitting back, lord of all the demons, and just seriously, what is with this woman? Go get a boyfriend, for God's sakes. Get it out of your system, girl. The amount of fantasy she has. So, either way, of course, another plot to steal the scroll during the whole gym class change. Of course, he uses one of those jutsus. Matsuri uses one of the jutsus really quick before any of the girls can strip down. And, bam, bam, into gym clothes right away. So, he had the quick change. He had a plan, so Suzu feels a little bit embarrassed, and for a bit, Suzu believes that Lou and them saw the gender bent symbol, the tattoo on his stomach, I should say, but didn't really, just talking about taking pictures and everything, right? So they talk about the scroll. Matsuri sort of admits that it's just hey, I am from a family of ninjas, and this is just a sacred scroll, and I have to keep it on me for safekeeping. Not lying, technically not lying. Those are all facts. It's all truth, and so they're all running in gym class, and we get a little bit of the, the staring eyes of the boys, with Matsuri being very well endowed. Of course, you don't have a gender bent A dude, the MC does not get gender bent into, let's say, a lolly. That's not what happens. You usually have the really busty chick that has a lolly transformation. But you don't have, or the lolly can transform into the busty babe, right? See Tenjo Tenge for that stuff. But here, it's never the case, is it? You never have, when you do the gender bend thing, you never have the, oh, well, nothing inappropriate is going to happen with a gender bent male at all. Not a bit, right? Right? Okay. You know, and I do know about the whole thing going on right now about traps. I know we can't say that word. It's so dangerous. I'm of the opinion that we can say trap. Trap is an anime exclusive. It's part of our community. It has nothing to do with the LGBT and stuff. It has to do with fictional characters in manga and anime, in my opinion. You know, post in the comments how I'm so wrong about that, you know, but either way, just want to point out where we're reading a gender bender manga is that this is not considered a trap. Just for those uneducated about that, Matsuri would not be considered a trap right now because he is in a woman's body right now, just like Ranma half, right? Full-on woman body. Not a trap. Just so we are all clear, a trap is a full-on male who identifies as a male that we perceive to be a female for enough time to make ourselves feel a little uncomfortable and start to question our own sexuality. Okay, that's what it boils down to. So in this case, we have Matsuri. She's bouncing. The only reason I bring this up is because the whole trap thing became really big, and we had a lot of YouTubers talking about it and stuff. So I just wanted to bring it up here. Is that Matsuri, for example, this is a gender bender manga, but gender bender does not mean a trap. So Matsuri is not considered a trap, but I bring it up here because we have, of course, the guy staring. Now, Matsuri is, of course, a guy. We know this. He's used the sexy no jutsu against his will. That's all that's happened, right? And, you know, the badonkadonks are a-flowing, you know, they are a-bouncing. And, I mean, guys are going to do... I can't say it's wrong, can't say it's right, you know, I'll get in too much trouble for going too on the left or the right side of this discussion. But either way, you know, hilarity a little bit ensues, and the girls sort of back up Matsuri and say, hey, stop gawking at her, you know, she's not an object, blah, 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 you know, with everything going on. So... but they're being all friendly and stuff. And the moment is actually really, really nice because Matsuri's starting to open up to the pair of them and also thinks of them slowly but surely as friends as well. Then we get Shirogane and stuff and everything like that. No big deal, but we get an alert on some type of app. And then we get Lou showing up, taking pictures as she always does. And there's a ghost figure, like a really horror, like the Scream sort of idea on steroids, in the phone shot. It's a spirit photo, and it's actually accurate. It's not explained as to how she was able to capture that, because now apparently, according to this chapter, it's latched on, and actually it's kind of creepy because actually when I scroll down, I'm reading this thing by thing. The only thing that's like if I scroll up and down on the Viz page, the only thing that keeps going fade in, fade out is that image on the phone. Not the image of the teacher either. Just the image of the face on the phone that she's showing on pages 14 and 15. I can scroll down, and when I scroll, it's like fading in like a TV fuzz. And it's actually, it creeped me out the first time. I thought it was just a weird thing with my computer, but no, it's happening again. Kind of creeping me out where it's later at night, guys, and I'm in a house by myself. Thankfully, it's not a Japanese house, so I hope the Grudge doesn't come out and kill me. Please don't. Either way, yeah, that shit terrifies me. But anyways, yeah, so really creepy, actually. I wish I could show you guys what I'm talking about, but yeah, it is actually kind of freaking me out. I don't know why that's happening. Anyways, point is that Lou comes up with this spirit photo, right? And then we see Lou there with, I forget the other girl's name, but they're talking about the photo, and of course the creatures are all over her sort of idea, and Suzu and Matsuri can see them, but of course Lou and the other girl cannot. And they're kind of like, okay, you should delete the photo and stuff. Apparently, it's an icon, an ill spirit, according to Shirogane, a cluster of humans' negative residual thoughts. Lou happened to capture it on camera. I don't really know how that's possible since they can't see them. You know, it's kind of weird. I'm not really following the logic how she would be able to capture it on a camera if she can't physically see it in the first place. You know, maybe like if Matsuri held the camera, it might be a different story, I guess. I mean, the rules are a little vague, but either way, let's just go with it. So she captured its existence just the same way a jiu-jitsu spell works. So it's kind of like, it's one of those ironic things, like the telecommunications, they don't work very well, Harry Potter world, Bleach world, all those things. And now we're seeing the same thing that like, okay, so there's some type of interference, and now she's basically captured the essence of this creature in her phone because of that photo. So now it doesn't have the power to physically attack a person, but it can possess them, and it will slowly suck away at her life. So now Matsuri has to exercise it. So now, because of course the beginning part of the chapter, it was all about them, you know, having similar interests in manga and books and stuff like that. So Matsuri says, hey, I want to go see your collection and stuff. It's been ages since we've been to your house. So Lou's like, it's so out of the blue, and they're all like, let's have a big sleepover. We have a day off tomorrow, so it must be Saturday for them, because if this is in Japan, I believe they either only have Sunday off or Saturday off. I forget which day. It's one of the two, but they do a 6-day school week, not a 5. As far as I'm aware, at least from my knowledge of watching Inuyasha over and over. So either way, yeah, so apparently that's a thing. So, and the end of the chapter is, of course, so we're going to continue this part. We don't get a conclusion here. This is the end of the chapter. So the spirits are still around Lou, and she's very clearly unaware, but the house is being, so we can have a communal bath too. And so now both Matsuri and Suzu are completely like, oh shit. So it's going to be shameless as hell, as Shirogane points out, going, something shameless this way comes. So always shameless. Every chapter, you need a little bit of that lewdness, that shameless, just to, you know, make a chapter, right? Of Ayakashi Triangle. So either way, this was chapter 10. I found it was a lot of fun. There's a lot going on. And I'm really looking forward to how this whole communal bath thing is going to go down. Because you know hilarity is going to ensue next chapter. And, I mean, sure, it's all fluff, but, I mean, we don't need it serious. As I said in the last chapter review, we don't need this to be super, super serious right now, because with all the other mangas on Viz every week being so serious in the midst of, like, really serious, emotional, anger-driven, final battle levels of action, it's nice to have a relaxing, just, sit back. Good times, right? We like those episodes, almost like filler in between all the bullshit that goes down, sort of idea, right? So either way, I like this chapter. I liked it a lot, actually. What did you guys think? I hope you guys enjoyed. Like, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget to drink responsibly as always. And this has been Griever with the Ayakashi Triangle chapter 10. See you back here for chapter 11. Peace out, guys.